everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing my memory spread for the week of May 16th through the 22nd. And for this week, I'm going to be using the Candyland kit from SPC. This was from the mystery bundle that came out sometime last year, and I'm super excited to finally be using this kit. Obviously an ultimate kit and in the mystery kit format, so we will have 2 extra pages, which is super exciting. I love this kit. I grew up on Candyland, so I'm super excited to be able to use this kit. And for foil, well, firstly, I have this sheet of Candyland doodles from Carly Plans to pull in. And then for foil, I'm just using the foil bundle that came with the kit, which is a lavender hollow candy theme. So this is just the regular 6-page format. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and put down the base of the spread, and I'm going to pass this off to Voice Over Me. Okay, so if you guys follow me on Instagram, some of you might be a little confused as to why we have a new video today. In case you missed it, I posted on my Instagram stories last week that I was going to be going home and didn't anticipate having any new videos up for at least a month. Now, obviously, things have changed just a little bit. I did end up going home this week, but I decided rather than staying at home for an extended period of time, I would just drive back and forth every other week or so between my parents' house and my apartment and whatnot, because I do not get I don't get very good sleep when I'm at my parents' house, and also I don't know, I don't love leaving my apartment unattended for long periods of time. So I did go home this week. I'm back in my apartment for the current week, and then I'll be going back home for a couple weeks at the end of the month. So still don't know how uploads are going to work throughout the summer. Might be a little irregular, but we'll see how things go. Anyways, I do have some questions to answer while I finish putting down the base of the spread before we get into the day-to-day, so I will go ahead and start answering those questions. So, the first question I have to answer is, who was your biggest inspiration growing up? So, my answer for the last 2 decades has always been the same. My biggest inspiration growing up has always and will always be Steve Irwin. If you guys remember the crocodile hunter, I just have such vivid memories of watching his show and just really being impacted by the things he did and said, and I can honestly say that Steve Irwin is the entire reason that I went to school and got my bachelor's degree in zoology. I remember growing up and saying that I was going to be like the next crocodile hunter, and I was going to have my own TV show and all that fun stuff. So obviously my career has taken a bit of a turn, but I still say that Steve Irwin has been my biggest inspiration growing up. I credit him for my love of animals and nature and wildlife and all that fun stuff. So, and of course there was other people like Jeff Corwin, Jane Goodall, Diane Fossey. Those are some other people that have really impacted my love for nature and whatnot. So that is that question. The next question I have is, do you have any tattoos, or do you have plans to get any tattoos? So I do not currently have tattoos. I was always the person growing up that said, like, the day I turn 18, I'm gonna go and get my first tattoo. Obviously, I am 25 and still do not have a tattoo. I'm a wimp. Like, I feel like I generally have a pretty high pain tolerance, but I'm still terrified of getting a tattoo. I have a whole slew of ideas for things I want to get, but I'm still such a chicken. I haven't done anything yet. And then also, as much as it sucks to say this, we do still live in a world where having visible tattoos could impact your ability to have the job you want. So because I'm about to graduate in December and going to be starting a new career, if I do end up getting over this fear of tattoos and I do end up getting them, I do want to make sure I have a job before I do that, and I have a job that doesn't mind the tattoos. So, yeah, I have a whole list of things I want to do, just haven't done it yet. So, we'll see. I'm also like a go big or go home type of person. So, like, I'm not one, like, if I get tattoos, it's not going to be like small little dainty tattoos here and there. Like, I want big, like, statement pieces. So, that's another reason why I've been putting it off for quite some time. Okay, so the next question I have is, who is your favorite author? So, my favorite author currently is Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've loved every book I have read from her. They've all been 5 out of 5 stars. She has a new book coming out this summer, which I'm super excited about. I do have quite a few books that I still need to read by her because she has quite a long list of books she's written. But everything I've read from her has been phenomenal. A new favorite that I'm sure is going to become more prevalent in my reading is Colleen Hoover. The few books I have read from her have been amazing, and I have several of her books loaded onto my Kindle and ready to read, so I do really, really, really love her work as well. And then the last question I think I'm going to answer for this video is, if you can live anywhere, where would you live? So if we're talking like unrealistic, like if I had all the money in the world, didn't work or anything like that, I would definitely like to live in a place like South Africa. Like, I would really love to live in a home in the bush where I could have wildlife coming right up to my back door, like elephants and zebra and giraffes and all that fun stuff. I would love to live in a place just out in the middle of nowhere where I could be immersed in nature just when I wake up in the morning. So that is definitely my dream location. If I'm being realistic, and I'm choosing a place in the US, my preference would be somewhere like, I would like to live in a cabin in the mountains, in the forest somewhere. So I don't know. I've always thought that I would really like to live in like the Pacific Northwest, like Washington, Oregon area, because not only do you have the forest and the mountains, but you also have the coast, which I would be ideal for me, like to have the best of both worlds. And then also pretty high up on my list is Colorado. However, I also hate the cold. So, yeah, I don't know. I would say Pacific Northwest. So, anyways, that is it for the questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on talking about the day today, because it was a busy week. As you guys can see, I did pull in an extender on Friday. So Monday was the day that I sort of like decided on a whim that I was going to be going home. I wasn't originally planning on going home until the very end of May, but I was bored out of my mind and I had nothing else to do, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go home on Tuesday. I'll see how long I last. And yeah, I was originally planning on going for an entire month, but obviously, like I said, plans change. Lack of sleep took a toll on me, so I only ended up going for this week. So because I was going home and I was originally planning on staying a lot longer than I was, this was a cleaning day for me. So Monday, cleaned out the fridge, did dishes, vacuumed, cleaned the bathroom, all that fun stuff. It was a heavy cleaning day. And after spending pretty much the entire morning and going into the afternoon cleaning on Monday, I sat down and binge watched some more of The Handmaid's Tale, and then I got Subway for dinner this day because obviously I cleaned out my fridge and didn't have any food really. So yeah. And if you guys are wondering, the scripts and the well, the clean out fridge, dishes, scripts are both from Carly Plans, as well as that fridge sticker. The Subway script that you're going to see in just a little bit is from Plana Hannah. So, yeah. Tuesday, I had saved a single bagel from my bagel stash to have a bagel for breakfast. So I wasn't super hungry before I went home. And then I also marked down that I was super tired. I don't know why, but I just hadn't been getting very good sleep. So I don't really know why I thought going home was going to help that. Obviously it didn't, but yeah, I had to mark down that I was super tired, and then after I got over that, I started packing and then made the hour-and-a-half drive home. Both the pack and drive home scripts are from Plana Hannah in font choice 5, in case you guys are wondering, whenever that shows up. And then, as always, the first thing I do when I get home is I do a boatload of laundry. So I did several loads of laundry. I washed my sheets, my clothes, I washed the dog bed and Figaro's blankets and all that fun stuff. So it took all evening, so that was super exciting. And then me and my sister went to get boba tea. I had a craving. We don't have a place to get boba where I currently live, so always try to make a trip to get boba when I'm home. And then after that, me and my sister came home, and my sister, I've always been into reading, but my sister hasn't, but like recently she's started to read a little bit. So after we got our boba, we came home and just sat on the back porch, which it was a really nice day this day, so we had to take advantage of that. So we just sat outside and we both started to read until we lost light, basically. I don't know, it was kind of weird. We had to get like our giggles out because it was really weird to see, like, to have us like reading together, because that's not something we have ever done in our entire lives. It was a little weird. But yeah, so that is what we did to end our evening on Tuesday. Wednesday, I was up super early, and then I went to go get gas. Well, my parents paid for me to go get gas. My tank was almost empty. It was $45 to fill up my tank. That has never ever been the case for me. Like, gas prices are ridiculous. So I don't really know why I think it's a good idea to drive back and forth between my apartment and my parents' home all summer, because the amount of gas I'm going to need is going to be ridiculous and I'm not looking forward to it. But whatever. So I went to get gas, and then I went to the grocery store to get some things to eat throughout the week. And then I also went to the pet store I had a coupon for the pet store, so I was like, might as well stock up on cat food. So I went to get cat food for both Figaro and then Wednesday, which is my parents' cat. And yeah, which I always try to stock up on cat food whenever I'm home, because I always get my pet supplies from Pet Supply Plus, and the one in town never has Figaro's food. Like, I've talked about it before. It's always like they never ever have his wet food, so it's really hit or miss at the Pet Supply Plus back home, but typically they have a lot better supply of wet cat food, so I try to stock up whenever I can when I'm home. So I did stock up on a couple weeks worth of wet cat food, so that was nice. And then after that, I went home and got Buttercup, and we went to her vet appointment. So she had her 1 week recheck for her eye. If you guys did not watch my Playing with me for last week, Buttercup injured her eye somehow. She only has one eye, and she injured that one eye and ended up with 3 ulcers in that eye. So we've been doing like strict 4 times a day eye drops to try to get those ulcers to heal so that we can save her one eye. And we went to the vet appointment, and they stained her eye, and hopefully this current week that we're in, she has her last recheck, but she went from 3 ulcers to just a tiny little scratch on her cornea. So her eye is healing up lovely. So she's doing 1 more week of meds, and then Wednesday of this current week, my dad will be taking her to her last vet appointment, and hopefully at that point her eye will be completely healed and we don't have to worry about her potentially losing her only eye. So that was a really good news. And then me and my sister went to McAllister's for lunch, and then I went to go see Multiverse of Madness again with a friend of mine while I was in town. So moving on to Thursday, I woke up early and I went to the wetlands and did some bird photography because it has been a hot minute since I've gone to the wetlands. The little hiking character sticker is from Joy of Planning. The bird photography script is custom from Carly, and then I came back from that. I was out there for a couple hours, and I came back from that and took a nap, and then after that I had to do a post office drop, so that is what I'm about to mark down. And then I finally purchased my Jurassic World Dominion tickets. Those tickets have been on sale for a few weeks now, and I had yet to purchase them, so I'm really happy. There was still plenty of seats available for the day and time I wanted to go, so I got those tickets. I'm going to be going with my mother on June 10th, and then we got Chipotle for dinner, and then me, my mom, and my sister sat down and watched some Ghost Adventures for the rest of the evening, which I love Ghost Adventures so much. And the ghost sticker that I use is, I'm pretty sure it's from like a Casper movie sampler from Papershire, but it was the only ghost sticker I had, so that is what I used. So Friday was our busy day. That is the day that we had the extender, so I started off this morning with some breakfast tacos that my mother made, and then I marked down that we had a pretty lazy morning. I pretty much just binge watched The Handmaid's Tale all morning, and then me and my sister eventually left, and we spent the day together. So we went to Tajin, which is a Cajun restaurant that's about 20 minutes outside of town, and it is 10 out of 10 amazing. My sister always gets crab legs, and I usually get shrimp and lobster tail because it's just so good. And then after that, we did some shopping, so I don't even remember what we did. I think my sister had to, well, yeah, she had to run errands and buy stuff. She's buying stuff for her apartment that she doesn't even have yet, so yeah. And then we went to Barnes & Noble, and then while we were there, we stopped and got some coffee from Starbucks, which I don't remember the last time I had Starbucks coffee, but it was quite lovely. And then the rest of the evening was a pretty chill evening. We relaxed. I watched the newest episode of Grey's Anatomy, which was nice, and yeah, that is pretty much it for the evening. So, moving on to Saturday, I was up early again because I had to take another one of our pets to a vet appointment. So this Saturday, it was Penny's turn to go and get her vaccines and wellness checks. So that is what we did. I try to always schedule our dogs and cats for their wellness checks on a Saturday because I do like the discount wellness fair type of situation. So, and when you have as many pets as we do, those small little discounts are quite helpful. So that is what we did there. What? Penny was a little bit of a brat, but it was quite nice to get her done and out of the way. So Winnie and Penny are done, and now we have, what, 4 or 5 more pets to go for their wellness checks. So that's super fun. And then I came home and took a nap, and then me and my sister went to Union Hall, which is a like food court in town, and we got some bomb ramen, and that was amazing. And then after that we went to Joann's, and like on a whim, like we went to go get dye for some of my sister's clothes, and then on a whim I suggested we make those like tie fleece blankets. So we each got some fabric, and then we went home and made those blankets. I made a blanket for Winnie, and then my sister made a blanket for her dog, Candy. And then because I decided I was going to be going home on Sunday, we had to trim all of the dog's nails because my parents do not trim their pets' nails. They wait until I come into town once a month usually to do it. So yeah, that was super fun. I always have to remember to bring my nail clippers because my parents don't even own any nail clippers, and they also won't pay for like a groomer to do it. They wait for me. So that's super fun, and their pets aren't even like good for their nail trims. So yeah, and then it did end up thunderstorming quite a bit this evening, so I had to mark that in. And then part of the reason I decided to go home on Sunday is because it's supposed to rain Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this current week, and I did not want to get stuck driving an hour and a half home on country highways in the rain. So that is why I decided to go home on Sunday. So yeah, Sunday I woke up and had breakfast, and then I started to pack and made my way back home. I was so incredibly sore this day. My bed at my parents' house is not the best quality, so I'm relieved to be back in my own bed for at least a week to hopefully relieve this soreness I've been having. But yeah. And then I watched Station 19, got McDonald's because I had no groceries and was too lazy to go grocery shopping in the evening. And then I filmed this video. So yay, that is it for this plan with me. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, I'll have all of these shops featured in this video, linked in the description box down below, as well as any coupon codes I have for them. And yeah, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!